Hi, I'm Melissa Howell, creator of the home organization Made Easy program. In this special bonus video called How to Get Everything Done, I am going to teach you how to plan so that you get the most important things done first, make progress towards your exciting goals, and even have some free time left over. Sound good? Let's get started. You only need 3 things to get started: a pen, a notebook, and a planner. Step 1 is your brain dump. Get your notebook and inside, on one side of the paper, write down everything that is swirling around in your brain. It doesn't matter how big or how small. It can be as small as folding the laundry or making a menu for dinner. It can be as big as going back to school to get that degree that you've always wanted. It doesn't matter. If it's swirling around in your brain, it needs to come down on the paper. What we're doing here is decluttering our brain so that we can free up space in there to concentrate on more important things. Once again, just write it down on the right-hand side of the paper. Step 2. On the left-hand side of the paper, next to the things that you've written down, you'll want to write down anything you need to do to prepare to accomplish that goal. For example, if it's folding the laundry, it might be as simple as getting the clothes out of the dryer. If it's making a menu, it might be going online to look up recipes for your menu. If it's going back to school, you might need to write down several steps. For example, call the university, look online for the requirements, start getting your resume together, anything you can think of that is gonna need to be accomplished in order to move forward with that goal. Step 3, now that you've gotten everything out of your brain onto your to-do list, you're going to go through each item and rank it according to importance. So put a number 1 next to the thing that is most important to get done first, and then keep going down the list, ranking every item until you get to the bottom. The first thing that you want to do is actually not write down everything on your to-do list and the things that you just got out on that paper. It's actually to schedule free time for yourself. I believe that everybody needs at least one day a week where they can rest and relax and spend time with their family and spend time doing things that they enjoy doing. For me, that day is Sunday. I go to church, I spend time with my family, I read books, I even take a nap. This day is so important because it gives you the opportunity to recharge and reset your brain and get the rest that you need in order to be the most productive through the rest of the week. So step number 1, when you are filling out your calendar, is to choose that one day that you're going to take off. Number 2 is you need to fill in all of your standing appointments. For example, this could be ongoing therapy for you or your children. It could be doctor's appointments, dentist appointments, meetings at school or at work, anything that has already been scheduled that you need to make sure you get on that calendar. Step number 3, now we're getting to our to-do list. So take out the paper, the notebook where you did your brain dump, and start adding things on your calendar, starting with number 1, the most important thing to get done first, and write it on your calendar on a particular date and a particular time. Keep going down the list until you have fit on as much as you can logically and responsibly. Don't pack your calendar so full that you know you're just going to be dead by the end of the week. If you can't get everything on that you wrote down on your to-do list, that's okay. You can save some things for the following week or even the following weeks, especially if it's a long-term goal that you're working on. Step 5 for your planning is to look at your brain dump list at the end of the week and cross off everything that you've accomplished. This feels great. Don't worry if you didn't get everything crossed off. All you need to do is add that onto your next week's brain dump list, and it will just get added to your calendar next time. Now I've got some tips for success for you. I have found that the best time to plan is Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or first thing Monday morning. You want to make sure not to wait any later than that because you want to start the week running with everything planned out so that you are not stressed out trying to keep everything going in your brain. So choose one of those days that is best for you and write it down on your calendar. Yes, plan to plan. Number 2, write in pen. I have found that this is so important. In the past, when I wrote things down on my calendar, I wrote them down in pencil. And I realized that psychologically, this gave me an out. Because when I saw things in pencil, I only viewed them as suggestions. And I let myself out of practically everything. Now that I write things down in pen, things are permanent, they're serious. I actually have to do them. So I highly suggest that you do write things down in pen and you keep those commitments to yourself just as if you were keeping a doctor's appointment. It's no longer optional. If it's on the calendar and you wrote it, that means you committed to it, and that means you are going to do it. When you hold yourself to this, you learn that you can trust yourself. You learn that you really are powerful and you really can get the things done in your life that matter. Tip number 3, don't stress out if you don't know how long something is going to take. I often hear people say, well, I don't know when to schedule this because I don't know how long it's going to take me. Well, neither do I. We just have to make our best guess. And then if something ends up taking longer than we expected, we have 2 choices. We can either keep going and let it run into the next thing we had planned and just reschedule that thing, or we can stop and then schedule another time to finish what it was we were doing. This takes some practice to figure out how long things are going to take, and of course there's always going to be emergencies or interruptions. Don't stress out about it. You have time to reschedule that on your calendar either later this week or sometime the following week. Step number 4, how to get motivation. Sometimes we're just not motivated to do the things that we put down on our calendars. We get tired, we get involved in a show that we like to watch, we just don't feel like doing it. Well, I have the perfect way to get out of this trap, and it works every time. This is how you do it. You see what's on your calendar, you don't feel like doing it, but you count backwards from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then you get up and you do it. You don't give yourself excuses. You count backwards like it is a launch of a rocket, and then you launch yourself up from wherever you're sitting or whatever you're doing, and you start taking action. Once you start moving, the motivation will follow. We often think motivation has to come first, but that's rarely how it is. Mostly, we have to do something, and then that feeling of motivation comes, and it helps us keep going. Number 5, you do not have to do everything on your list. In fact, you don't have to do anything on your list. Of course, it would be better if you did. For example, it would be better if you did the laundry, but you don't have to. It would be better if you made dinner for your family, but you don't have to. Here's the thing, there are lots of requirements that we put on ourselves that we don't actually have to do. For example, if you put down write Christmas cards on your list, but you don't want to do that, guess what? You don't have to. You can cross that right off your list. If you put down help at the school carnival, because that's something you do every year, but this year you're just swamped and you really don't want to do it, cross it off. You do not have to do it. Furthermore, if there's something that someone else could do, and maybe they could even do it better than you or faster than you, delegate. Once again, you do not have to do everything on your list. You have the freedom to choose what you will do and what you won't do. You are in charge. You get to choose. To quickly recap how to get everything done, here's what you do. Number 1, do a brain dump. Number 2, rank everything in order of importance. Number 3, write it down on your calendar. Number 4, do it. Number 5, repeat. That is it. I know that since I have started planning this way, I have accomplished more than I ever thought possible, and at the end of every week, I feel great. Even if I didn't get everything done, I got a lot more done than I would have if I hadn't planned this way. Go and do it. You are going to be amazed, and your life is going to change. I'm Melissa Howell, creator of the Home Organization Made Easy program. Thank you so much for watching this video and spending this time with me Best of luck to you. I am always here to help you. Reach out anytime, Melissa@beautifullifeandhome.com. Have a wonderful day and see you next time.